Welcome, everyone. I am so excited to introduce Zethos. For those of you who are not familiar, Zethos was actually with us at our Clean Tech Forum North America and won our first ever FOAK Pitch Competition about how they really are innovating in the space of critical minerals. So with me today to kind of talk a little bit more, I have Leatham Landon-Lane. Leatham, why don't you go ahead, introduce yourself, and I would actually just love for our audience to know. Give us a quick history of Zethos, because I actually was introduced to you by a different name.
Thanks, Diana. I'm Leatham. I'm the CTO of Zethos. My background's in chemical engineering. I did a PhD in battery technology and then have been at Zethos for 5.5 years now. When I joined, we were known as Incovery. We were developing a technology for decarbonising zinc recycling. And in doing that and growing, we've found that it actually has applications in the wider critical mineral market, including copper, nickel, and manganese.
Awesome. Well, maybe let's talk a little bit about this. I'm sure anybody who follows, honestly, any type of news at this point is seeing critical minerals pop up everywhere. Talk a little bit about that, and then how does Zethos fit into there?
Yeah, I mean, there's great tailwinds in critical minerals right now. I think it's about time that the world woke up and put more effort and investment into solving the critical mineral crisis. Production for all critical minerals is always highly geographically concentrated, and supply shocks have huge impacts on global supply chains. And I believe that the West really needs to onshore supply and redevelop that manufacturing base. And obviously, the main challenge to doing that has been cost of production. And that's where our technology has a real advantage against incumbents. And we believe we can enter the market and decarbonize and onshore critical mineral refining.
Awesome. Maybe for our general audience, how exactly does Zethos work? Like, what are you guys actually doing in this critical minerals process?
Yeah, what we've developed is our patented technology for partial reduction of complex iron oxides. And in doing that, we can liberate critical minerals that are bound to iron and spinel structures and ferrites. And then we can get very high extraction rates at atmospheric leaching conditions. So lower cost of production and lower energy demand, and therefore lower emissions.
Cool. Obviously, we first met at Clean Tech Forum North America, where you guys won our FOAK Pitch Competition. So FOAK standing for first of a kind. Tell us more about it. Where can we expect what's happening here?
Yeah, we're really excited. So we've been focused in the last year and a bit on building out a demonstration plant. It's a sizable demonstration plant, can do 1,000 tonne per annum metal production. If it was run 24/7, it's about 35,000 foot squared site. And it's really quite impressive, the amount of equipment we've managed to build. And we're opening that up late next month in April, doing our grand opening. And this is our last proof point before we build our first of a kind. And that first of a kind will be a 20x scale up. So it'll make 20,000 tonne of metal a year, 70 million in revenue. So really excited. We've got great commercial partners in that space. So really excited.
Nice. Maybe a little bit of interest. What metals are you guys targeting out the gate right now?
Yeah, so from our demonstration and our first of a kind, we'll make zinc, copper, and manganese.
Cool. I know a lot of folks are very interested in that. All three of those, honestly, but everybody's talking about that copper space. It's critically important also, zinc and manganese, for anybody who's actually with any value chain in that metal supply chain. Maybe you share with us, if you're willing, throughout this process of you guys building up the pilot and now going into the FOAK, any lessons you've learned so far that you would love to share?
Well, everyone told us that it was going to be really, really hard, and the team would have to rise to the occasion, and they weren't wrong. It's been super rewarding, though. we're a young team, but we're very driven and committed, and the buy-in from everyone has just been amazing. And it's super exciting as a bunch of mechanical engineers that we have this opportunity to build our own plant from the beginning, design it, size it, procure all the equipment, and then do the install and manage the project. So super rewarding. And I think without doing that experience and being so involved, you won't get the learning that you need to then go to the next step and build the first of a kind successfully. So definitely what the big learnings is backing the team, but also, yeah, learning quickly and being willing to adapt to ever-changing situation.
Nice. Any funny moments throughout the history of either Incovery or Zethos that you want to share with folks, just to give a little flavor of what it's like being there?
I would say, yeah, we've had a great time. It's been super busy and stressful being a startup. You know, your life can change one phone call or one meeting for better or worse. But that, you know, having a sort of a family atmosphere and of friends who can have a laugh is so important. Funny moments. There's trying to think of ones.
Even it doesn't even have to be funny. Any moments that like really call out to you, like in the history, where you're like, "Wow, what I'm doing is really cool," or like, "I'm really glad I went on this journey."
Yeah, I think sorry, I think
Right?
with the plant build, there's a lot of decisions you make when there's a lot of uncertainty, and you've got to manage the layout and everything. And so probably the ones is buying some equipment with a specific purpose in mind, and then it turns up and you're like, and something's changed, and you're like, well, there's no way we can ever use this. But then something else pops up and you're like, well, actually, if we chop the top off that and move it over there and then put some steel on there, then that's a new piece of equipment. So within the team, we have a nice little chuckle about those sorts of things, being adaptable. And yeah, that would be the one that sticks out for me recently is yeah, repurposing equipment that was no longer fit for purpose.
The sheer ingenuity that you need, right?
Yes, yeah.
Perfect. Well, just for everybody, if we wanted to learn more about Zethos, what you guys are doing, how can we support you on this?
So we're looking to do a capital raise this year, around the middle of the year, and we're super excited to capitalize on the momentum we've got with the demonstration plant coming online and building towards our first of a kind plant and carrying out the detailed design for that. So there'll be a great opportunity to invest in Zethos and what we're doing in critical minerals. Along with that, we'll be growing out our team as well. So we're always interested in talented and driven young engineers and scientists from around the world.
Perfect. And from what I understand, if you happen to be coming to Clean Tech Forum Asia in Singapore in May, Leatham or his team will be there. So if you wanted to learn more directly from them, highly encourage you guys to all come out. Leatham, thank you so much for your time and sharing Zethos' story, and we will connect with you guys here very soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Diana.
Of course.